G'day, how you going? I'm going to today do a demonstration on how to build a wicking bed out of a foam box. It uses about a metre of 40mm pipe, so that's 1.5 inch, and a few little hand tools, and that's about it. So yeah, I'll get into the how-to and you can see how it goes. Cheers. Okay, to start you're going to need this foam box, and it's going to end up looking like this at the end, so you can see the holes in the bottom of the pipe and the fill pipe. So we start with the lid. On the lid you'll have a little loop around the top which goes on top of the container itself. You need to cut that off, and that's going to be your guideline for the base, so cut that off so it fits down the bottom. So you can see now that whole lip's been cut off, and that's actually going to turn into the base, and it will fit inside the container now, so that will fit easily inside there. What you're going to have to do with your pipe is cut roughly about 10cm lengths. That's just to use as a standpipe on the bottom, and that's also where the soil is going to fall into, so the water in the reservoir can actually wick up through that into the soil to your plants. You'll also need a 35cm length cut, and that's going to be your fill pipe on the other side. So that's the idea of that. You'll need about 2 inches of garden hose, 2 zip ties, and the same length of wire as your standpipe, with roughly about 1 centimetre on each side to use as hooks, but I'll show you that later on. You need a bit of mesh to put over your drain so it stops any material going in or out of the reservoir, and a plastic water bottle, and that will be used, cut in half and used on top as a cover for the actual the fill pipe, so it doesn't get any foreign matter in it. But anyway, I'll show you the process of putting the pipes in. So you start with one pipe like that, roughly have them about 10 centimetres apart in each spot. You just got to have four dots going down. So you push it in, just put pressure down and twist the pipe, and it will cut it itself. So you can see that cuts it out. Keep 2 of these as well, because that will become your float for your field chart. Now I've done 3 already. So now you can see how it looks roughly. Now the side with the lip on it, on this side, is the side that I put to the top. So to put the pipes in, you'll flip it over, clean off any loose little particles of foam. And if you can see, on the inside of the pipe I've actually put a notch on either side, using a simple half circle file, and all I've done is put that on the corner and just fold it into, make a little V in it, just to help for the water to go in. Now that's going to be on the base, so it's going to be upside down on the thin. So when you're inserting it, that's the top. Just push it in until it can't go, it's level with the other side, and do the same for the others. Now you can see how you got your stand on your lid. So that sits upside down like that. Now your fill pipe is also going to have the corner cut out of it. So you'll cut the corner out of the foam lid. To do that, same process. Just stick it over where you want it, right on the corner, and just cut it through with the pipe. So now you can see that, we'll go straight into that. Yep. Alright, so next we want to put the fill pipe into the foam box. So we'll just put the lid aside for a bit. We'll grab our foam box. Now the fill pipe is going to sit like that in the corner. So you can have a little bit up above, so when you put your soil in, it's not going to cover the fill pipe, and you've got somewhere to cover over the top and a fill pipe in the top. So now all I do is grab a set of my pliers, and I mark on the side like that where I'm going to put the zip tie to hold that in. So I just pop a hole through, and the same on the other side. I'll grab my zip tie and feed it straight through that hole. fill pipe. And back to the other side. So now you can see how that zip tie is holding it in. So it goes through the foam and holds the pipe, and that's sturdy, it's not going anywhere. Now we've got to insert the base to work out roughly where we're going to put our hole. So for our drain pipe. So you can see there's about 10 centimetres of pipe there. And it's going to turn, so the 10 centimetres there, there's 2 centimetres of foam, so you want it roughly about 5 centimetres, about 8 centimetres from the bottom. So you just roughly measure that up, or get a tape measure, that will help. Hold your finger where you want it, and just push the hose through it. So now you can see there's a hole for the overflow. So I'll put that aside for now. Now I'm going to show you how to make the mesh to go around the overflow. So this is just offcut of shade cloth. You can use drainage cloth, whatever you can find. So I just fold it in half, stick the pipe directly in the centre, fold it over the top, so it pinches like that, grab the top half, fold it over, grab the bottom half, other side, and fold it around the opposite way. Now, put a loop in a zip tie already, so it's easy. Put it over the top of the shade cloth, and just pull it tight. Trim up the edges. So now you can see that's going to stop anything from going in or out of that pipe besides water. Now I'm going to install that. And that's how that goes. Just like that. Install the floor into it. So remembering where you cut that hole for the pipe already. Down. And that's that. It's as easy as that. So that's the floor now. So that will act as the reservoir underneath it, and it'll be ready to go. So now I'm going to make the float for it. So I've got my bit of wire. And remember how I told you to save these little cuttings. So you break it off, just the corners a little bit. Just so you've got enough to go into the pipe, but it's not going to stop from flowing up and down once it's in the pipe. Now you make 2 of these. Just like that, and they're going to sit on top of each other like that. Now feed your wire through. Actually, a better way is to, on the end, grab it just like that. So you got your wire, pinch it about 1 centimetre down with the pliers, and just twist 90 degrees. That will act as a stop to hold the bottom of the float so it goes up and down. So you just slide the wire through the centre of both. All the way down, and that's the float. So now what we're going to do is test it. So you slide it down, make sure it doesn't grab anywhere, and you'll notice that you'll have about 1 centimetre above the actual fill pipe of what wire is left. And the idea for that is, get your red tape, and this is going to mark as a level. So when you see the red tape, you know it's got water, and when you don't see the red tape, it doesn't have water, so you need to fill it up. So go about 1.5 centimetres down from the top of the wire, the end bit, and just wrap some electrical tape. Obviously you want a bright colour, so red, yellow, whatever works for you. And that's the top, so as you can see there, that's the float done. And it's just got that little wire bent on the bottom. Anyway, float can go in. Now to make the cover, and this is the cover to go over the top of the fill pipe. Up there. Anyway, yeah, so this is the cover. So you cut halfway around the bottom. Remembering you've got to allow room for cable, the wire in the metal to lift up and down when you fill it up. And that's that. So that, literally, goes over the top. And then you have it. A wicking bed, made out of a foam box, and the whole cost of the whole lot, about $4.50, $5. So, yeah. If you have any questions or inquiries about it, please just comment below and I'll get back to you with the answer. I'll put a whole heap of links below of different Facebook groups and so forth that I'm attached to that I can actually help answer questions, and there's heaps of more information on there from other people as well. So anyway, cheers for that. Have a good one.